Hey guys, when was the last time you heard somebody talking about the Louis Vuitton Petite Malle? A few years ago, it seems like everybody wanted one. However, today, you hardly hear anybody talking about it. Has one of Louis Vuitton's most iconic trunk pieces become outdated, or is it currently one of their most underrated bags? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, it's Mandy. Welcome to my channel, Just One More Bag 01, where luxury meets lifestyle. If you are obsessed with designer handbags, love luxury items, enjoy traveling, or just want to get a glimpse of my Yorkie Winston, you are in the right place. Today, guys, I want to talk about the Louis Vuitton Petite Malle and if this bag has become outdated or if it is one of the most underrated bags currently that Louis Vuitton is offering. So let's see what you think. I want to talk a little bit about the history of the bag. So I believe this bag launched around 2010 and it is called the Petite Malle, meaning small trunk. And this is really paying homage to Louis Vuitton as the trunk designer, which is how the company truly originated, not just a bag company. If you look at it, you see that this has wonderful craftsmanship and all the details that a trunk would as well. It has the beautiful hard wood design and then the nice accents on it as well. It's just absolutely stunning. Everybody that was an influencer, I feel like in the mid 2010s, definitely wanted one. I feel that was really the height of the popularity of the bag, in my opinion. So why did everybody stop talking about the bag then? Well, there's a couple reasons. Today, this bag retails anywhere from $6,600 all the way up to just under $20,000, depending on the bag. So it is very expensive and it's not at a price point that makes sense for everybody, obviously. One of the other things that's a little difficult about the bag is truly the capacity and what it can hold. This bag is very small. It is not a flexible design, being that it is a wood design. And you really are just fitting a card holder, a lippy, and a cell phone in this bag. There isn't going to be much else. I tried fitting my pocket organizer in here and that won't fit as well. So something else you definitely want to keep in mind. The other thing I want to mention is that it is a little bit heavy for its size. Again, it is made out of the wood and the bag is a little heavier than what you would normally think. Now, I don't want you to think that you're going to grab this bag and it is extremely heavy. That's not what I'm saying. Just the perception of what I expected and that it is a little heavier. When I am wearing the bag, it's not difficult at all or anything like that. But again, just something to be mindful of. I think one other reason is that this bag became a little bit less popular because a lot of the trends started going more towards larger bags. And that's just the way that the luxury fashion had gone. So with this being smaller, also the slouchier design started to become more popular as well. This again is a very structured bag and that may have just kind of shifted some people away from it. I don't think it's that people stopped liking this bag. I think that it's really, they just started to gravitate towards other things. So what is it like living with this bag? I think that the main thing you need to think about is the capacity. Again, when you are going to be going somewhere, you need to not need a lot of items. I want to repeat that. Do not have a lot of items if you want to use and bring this bag with you because it will not fit and it will be a problem. Let's talk a little bit about the size of the bag. So the dimensions of this bag, the length is 7.9, the height is 4.9, and the width is 2.4. Now something else I want to point out is that depending on the Petite Malle that you have, the width of the bag may change. Some have a dimension of only 2 inches and some do have the 2.4. So something to be mindful of and to check if you are going to be purchasing one. Due to the strap that it comes with, there's varying strap lengths. It ranges from 19.7 inches to 21.7 inches. Now again, that's going to depend on the hole that you use for the strap. This bag can be worn two ways. You can use it as a clutch, just holding it in your hand without the strap, or you can put on the crossbody strap. It does not come with a shoulder strap. However, of course, you could always buy one online if you wanted to. One other thing I wanted to point out about this bag that is a little bit difficult is getting in and out of the bag. Now, some people may view that as a plus because if somebody was trying to get into your bag that you didn't want to, it would be a little bit more difficult, but it makes it difficult for you. So the bag on the outside has the little clasp here, and that's not really difficult to open. Where it's problematic for me is actually opening the bag because of the magnet. It's extremely strong and it makes it a little bit difficult. So if you were, for instance, trying to quickly get in your bag to grab your card to get on the bus, it's not going to be that easy. Can you do it? Yes. Is it going to take you a few moments to fumble with it? Probably, yeah. And just thinking about practicality of the bag in general. Is it a practical bag? No, not for everyday use. It is not going to be a practical bag. This bag is a statement bag. This bag works for special events, a wedding, a nice dinner out. If you want to wear it to brunch with some friends, I plan to use this when I go to funerals. And this is going to all be for things where I do not need to bring a lot with me. So please keep that in mind. Some of the things that I wanted to mention that I feel make this bag special, it is instantly recognizable. Whenever I carry this bag out with me, everyone knows the Petite Malle. If they do not know the name of this bag, they still know that it's the Louis Vuitton trunk bag. So it is highly recognizable, and it does have wonderful craftsmanship of the bag. Again, that is what Louis Vuitton was known for, their trunks. And they took that craftsmanship into this bag, and in my opinion, I think it's probably one of the most well-structured and designed bags that Louis Vuitton has. That's my personal opinion. Some people may think, hey, maybe it's the P9. They might think that's the best handcrafted bag that they do, but for me, this is what I feel. Let me know what you think in the comments. I also personally really love the Petite Malle because I feel that this is a timeless design. And I also feel that the design that I picked, the black colorway with the white striping on it, I don't think that this bag will ever be outdated in my opinion. So that's something else that I really love. I also feel that it can elevate just any outfit. I've worn this with jeans and a t-shirt, and I feel it just brings a little oomph, a little pizzazz to my outfit and definitely makes it a little bit more special. And then also wearing this with an evening dress, it definitely looks beautiful and elegant with that. So I like that it's something I can wear with anything whenever I want. As I mentioned, some of the difficulties with this, that it can be a little heavy. The limited storage, difficult to access being due to the clasp and the strength of the magnet, and definitely the high retail price for somebody who's looking to purchase it brand new. Where is it actually better now that everybody isn't carrying one? In my opinion, I think that it does deserve more attention for all the reasons I told you. I think this is a great bag. Beautiful design, how it's timeless, and being that everybody isn't carrying it, now is the time to buy, in my opinion. This bag can be purchased on the secondhand market, ranging from a couple $1,000s up to $5,000, $6,000, depending on the one you're looking at. I was extremely fortunate and was able to score this bag for $1,000. Now, that isn't the norm, and I'll make sure that I link my video below when I unbox this, going through all of that. If that's something you haven't seen and you want to learn about it, please go ahead and watch that video. But in general, I see these bags on the secondhand market ranging from around $1,800 up to $35,000. So that's really a 40–50% discount from what you see online at Louis Vuitton today, and they're in great condition. This bag right here is actually a 2014 bag, and I still think it looks great. I don't think that most people would realize that this bag is 12 years old right now. I like that it has held up and it looks beautiful, probably just as much as the day that the person bought it brand new from store, in my opinion. Should you buy one? Who do I think this bag is best suited for? I think if you're someone who collects Louis Vuitton bags, this would be a beautiful addition to your collection. If you just love Louis Vuitton in general, having one of these is really special because, again, it points back to the brand's heritage with their trunk making design. That's one of the reasons I personally wanted to add one to my collection. Just having that history and the timelessness of this piece, I don't think it'll ever go out of style. I think somebody who definitely does want an evening bag, this is a great addition to your collection, or really if you're just looking for something unique. I can't really think of any other luxury brand out there that has something very comparable to this. So it's not like every designer has one. If you know of something, please correct me in the comments, but there's nothing that comes to mind for me. The people that I think this bag would not be a good idea for. If you are someone who only has one bag, I would shy away from this. And that is because it's not going to be something you can use every day. And if you're going to want to be spending luxury money on a bag, it's probably going to want to be something that you can use more often. And most people in an everyday use are going to carry more than a card holder, a lippy, and their phone, in my opinion. So I feel it would not be good for that. I also think if you're a parent who generally does need to carry a lot of essentials, probably not a good fit for you unless, again, you're going to purely use this more as an evening bag and have something in addition. If you want an everyday crossbody, again, I don't think this would really fit that need truly due to the capacity. And again, being that it's made out of wood, you do not have any flexibility. So is this worth buying in 2026? In my opinion, I say yes. I think it's a timeless, beautiful piece. And with the great prices on the pre-loved market right now, I say now is the time to buy. Buy it now while everybody else is sleeping on it. Add it to your collection if it's something you've always wanted, and don't pay the high retail price from store. You can get a beautiful bag at a lot less money on the pre-loved market. So I do have a couple questions for you guys. Do you think the Petite Malle is underrated? Or do you think luxury fashion's moved on? Do you disagree with me and say, no, Mandy, you're wrong, it is not the time to buy, and why? Also, if Louis Vuitton really made a huge push to bring this back into the spotlight tomorrow, and you were seeing it all over the place, would you buy one new from store at the $6,600 range to add to your collection? For me, now that I've seen the great deals that you can get on these bags, it would be hard for me to go back and pay retail. Now, buying in Europe when you can get it cheaper, maybe that would be something I would consider if it was something that was a bit of a more special collection. But I do love the Petite Malle. I am really glad I added it to my collection. Do you have a Petite Malle, and what do you think of it? I'm really curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Well, everybody, I want to thank you so very much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do. Please join our growing community of bag lovers. We'd love to have you here as part of Just One More Bag 01. And remember, guys, no matter what, there's always room for just one more bag. I'll see you soon. Bye.